Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a max effort lower day. You guys saw me do a quick little fast squat using a stretch reflex. So I wanted to double check this morning where my depth is when I just pop to a stretch reflex at that stance, the same stance I'm using, because my front view doesn't always give an accurate picture. So I really wanted to mess with the side, just with 3 plates on my ramp up, and it looks pretty much like it had looked when I did some playing around yesterday and this weekend, just to again assess when I take just outside of a shoulder width stance of where I'm at when I pop and get that stretch reflex. And that's the thing I have to look at, even though I really like wide stance squatting. I noticed I was super strong back when I was just straight up high bar squatting again when I was messing with the 5-3-1. And again, I'm realizing some of it has to do with my ability to pop that stretch reflex. We can argue about range of motion all that we want. We can argue about levers all that we want, but you know what? I'm stronger on the closed grip bench than the wide grip by a significant margin. I'm stronger on the conventional deadlift than the sumo. So I have to ask myself, even though, biomechanically it makes sense for me to go wide, I'm pretty dang strong when I just straight up high bar squat. And I think we saw that display today now that I've got my back strong enough to support the weight. That 511 wasn't even a max. And again, I need to set up 2 cameras to really show the side view when I go heavy, but I popped it just the same way, the same depth that I did ramping up, and the same way I've messed with, right? I just sink it to the bottom, as deep as my range of motion goes, and I bounce off my hamstrings. Okay, that's without my knee sleeves on. I have SBDs. I have a size down SBDs. Okay, maybe that's what I really need to just be doing in meet. Notice my good morning stance is identical. And I did an easy good morning. I know I could have gone over 400 probably. I just wanted to hit at least 90%. I want to start building up the good mornings. And I think because of the fatigue that we get from the max deadlifting, I'm going to rely on speed pulls. And I'm only going to do a max deadlift every other week, and we'll do a good morning of some type between. And then we'll squat every max effort day. My deadlift is coming up. We're good. I need to make sure recovery's on point. And as I slowly trim body weight down, as we get closer to make the water cut, I need to make sure my strength is staying on point, and I need to maximize hypertrophy. So I need to be doing all this stuff. So I need to be recovered so I can handle the volumes. And so after I did that good morning, and I mean, next time I'll go over 400 next time I do that. We'll set a goal of getting real strong at that. I can always squat at least equal to or more than whatever I good morning with any bar. Okay, so I kind of want to set a goal of getting my good morning back up to where it was, right? If I really want to break a squat record to go with that deadlift record, I have to do it. And I really have to be looking at how can I maximize this stuff. And I think with my personal hip structure, I might be better off, even though it's a longer range of motion. We just get stronger. And because I get pop out of the bottom, when I do a traditional high bar type squat, I just feel like I get so much pop out of the bottom. And as long as I can hit depth with it, and to hit depth though, I have to drop into that stretch reflex. I've got to pop it. And that's what I did there. I'm happy with it. So notice as I'm doing some belt squats, I was going to cut these out and stick with wider stance squatting. But again, the more I mess with it, I struggle to consistently find depth with a wide stance. Hey, if I just simply watch my toe angle with a shoulder width, it's not as difficult. And so maybe I need to be building those muscles with secondary stuff like this. Right? The good morning and the belt squat will really build my squat. And I'll keep box squatting. I may box squat with a narrower stance. I might bother the not even sumo speed pull. We can just rotate methods we're using. We can rotate stuff around a little bit. Right? Have to rotate more chains and bands. Although going into Worlds, I think, until I'm in a house with a garage. I've got some reasons at the moment. I'm trying not to use chains that much early in the morning. I'm not going to get into all that as to why. But doesn't mean I won't do it, just I'm going to not do it as often. I think longer term, because again, Worlds is coming, we're focused on it, but we're going to get a lot stronger. We have a lot more to gain the next year. We need to be thinking in terms of nationals next year too, because we can set world records there. Got to be thinking in those terms. But I did 3 sets of the Good Mornings today after. I did, 3 sets of neck extensions just to fill in some stuff. But eventually I think I want to work these up to 5 sets of everything. All right, 3 sets of Good Morning was fine. And my neck wasn't really bothered, so my neck is still strong. I just tested some neck extensions. They're at the same strength they were. Okay. Belt squats is again, hoping to use the same weight, and I was. It was just hard. Although, honestly, even though I feel like I get deeper, it felt slightly easier using this same weight for 10s. Okay, means we have room to grow. We have room to grow, but I did 4 sets of 10 with the 255 on there. Did my 5x10 with the glute ham raise. Again, this stuff is what builds my deadlift. All right, glute ham raises, reverse hypers. These are my deadlift builders. Now people can say, yeah, but you're so fast off the floor, your quads are definitely helping. Yeah, they are. But I'm already strong at the belt squats, and I'm doing all that stuff, and I'm squatting. So quads are not really something I need to be thinking about. All right, it's not what I need to be thinking about. I need to be thinking about low back, glutes, hamstrings. And then grip and upper back are being handled pretty well on upper days with all the rowing. I'm doing a lot of rowing volume. Again, building that upper back, building my grip and forearms carries over to my benching. Carries over to benching. But that's the other thing, all this. These narrower stances on everything feel good on my hips. Close grip bench feels good on my shoulders. So that's the thing. I'm not going to worry about all these levers. Don't worry about levers. Let's just get strong. Let's just show up at meets. Close grip bench. High bar squat. It doesn't matter. Just get strong. And I'm always stronger at conventional. Even when I trained sumo all the time, my conventional was way stronger than sumo. But deadlift is kind of my lift. It is my strong point. It's my favorite lift. We have a world record coming there. At this point, it's purely a matter of making weight. Because that 605 the other day wasn't hard. It was lighter than I thought. Like, people like to use that RPE scale. I don't know, 9. 9. Because it flew up fast. I held it for a couple seconds at the lockout and set it down gently. Right? It wasn't a max. RPE 9, 9.5. All right, that's world record. We just need to make weight and still pull it. Squatting and benching is going to take more work. We have more work we have to put in before they're there. All right, though, reverse hypers. Reverse hypers. Did my 5x10 using my 540. Got a phenomenal pump in my low back doing this. Occasionally I get someone, they chime in, they don't like how I do my reverse hypers. Well, nobody asked you. I have a strong, healthy low back. These carry over directly to my deadlift. Arguably for me, this is the best deadlift builder in my arsenal. All right. So I think people protest too much. I think they worry about things that don't matter. Everyone's a critic. And it kind of comes back to, what I always say. Are you strong yourself? Can you coach people? If you can't coach anybody, I still don't care if you're stronger than me. But the first question I'm going to ask when people don't like something I'm doing, I'm a 45-year-old man about to be 46. Okay, you younger guys have an advantage, an age advantage. If you aren't stronger than me, you really need to shut up. You have zero space to criticize because you should be stronger than me. If you're 30 and I lift more than you, that's a problem. And I'm not saying people should be as strong as me, but if they want to actually discuss training, they better be. If they want to critique anything I'm doing. And then the question becomes, how many of your clients are stronger than me? Oh, you don't coach for a living. You don't coach for a living, you have no place critiquing anybody for their programming or methods. You have nothing. Shut up. This is not your wheelhouse. You're a student learning still. And there's nothing wrong with that, just people need to understand their place and their wheelhouse. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.